April is another very significant month, astrologically speaking, in the year of 2023. We do have a very lucky period of time, particularly with the Sun and Jupiter coming together on the 11th. This is actually beautiful, and for you could really be manifesting as epiphanies or breakthroughs that are really helping you release self-limiting beliefs. There could also just be this spiritual awakening or perspective shift that is happening for you. And I really feel like, again, we are getting very loud notes of this on the 20th when we have a new moon solar eclipse, kind of bringing Aries season to a crescendo. And then we enter into your season, Taurus. Very, very exciting for you. And it's a very different energy. Because the day after the eclipse, the day after we enter into your season, we actually do have Mercury going retrograde in your sign. And so all of these amazing insights, all of these revelations that you're having could really be leaving you questioning your own sense of identity or who you are or who you want to become. Before we get too far into this month's video, for those of you who are brand new to this channel, my name is Michael, and I utilize tarot and tropical astrology to intuit monthly forecasts for your zodiac sign. For those of you who are ready for a deep dive, you can find links for personal readings and distance Reiki sessions in the description of this video, or you can also find links to all of my other social media accounts and the accompanying blog post. Make sure to hit like, subscribe, and the bell notification so you don't ever miss out on what's in the cards for you. So as I'm shuffling the cards for you, Taurus, I really do want to focus a little more on the astrology and honestly just the energy I was picking up for you. I did do Gemini right before I got to your reading, and as I was really just connecting here, I feel like I need to go slow. I need to go a lot slower. Gemini's reading was very quickly. I almost felt spun out while doing it. And for you, I feel like I want to go in very methodical, very slow and gradual, and that makes a lot of sense. You know, your energy is a bit more gradual. It's definitely very different from Gemini energy, that's for sure. And with Mercury going into your sign on April 3rd, we're already starting to feel this sort of energetic shift in your sign. You're thinking a lot about things, you're reflecting a lot about things. Even in Aries season, you're actually very reflective. Because for you, Aries energy actually represents subconscious mind. It represents spirituality. It represents your dream world, the unseen. And so there is this kind of introspective place you are in, or headspace you are in, at the beginning of April. And we do also have a full moon in Libra on the 6th. And for you, this is really interesting because this focuses on your routines, your health, your wellness, kind of the structure of your daily life. And maybe there are some things that are changing or transitioning for you. We actually do have the Six of Swords flying out first. And the Six of Swords, interesting. The Six of Swords often represents leaving things behind, moving forward in our lives. You know, kind of having weathered a storm, we are now coming into calmer waters. And it's interesting that I call this the Six of Cords. Some of you may have energetic cords or attachments that you are letting go of, particularly to other people. And maybe you're in this process of transition, moving forward. I feel like a lot of you know there is something new that is coming. A lot of you who are watching this reading, and you've come out of this period that's been challenging, or maybe feels like you've just kind of been floating at sea, and it's like, okay, I'm out of the worst of it, but where is this new beginning? Where is the next chapter for me? That's what I'm really getting as I'm connecting to you, Taurus. What else do we have for Taurus? Show us clearly, please. What else do we have for Taurus? We do have the Three of Pentacles. Maybe there's been some sort of focus on working together, collaboration. And especially since we did come out of Pisces season from March, maybe you were spending a lot of time collaborating or working together with people. Maybe you were getting assistance or mentorship from people as well. You were learning, and that could even be online. That could be you listening to motivational speakers, you talking to a therapist. But I also do get this element that you were kind of on par with people at the same time. Like maybe you were collaborating with something, building something together. I almost get this energy of like building an arc with the Six of Cups, or I'm sorry, the Six of Swords and the Three of Pentacles. it feels like there's been some sort of collaboration and that's helping you move forward. And it does feel quite spiritual to me. I'm being drawn into this cross at the top of this well here. It's like there's this spiritual calling, this bell that is being tolled. And I feel like you are coming into this energy where you might be stepping into a leadership role, Taurus, with the Emperor card here. And the Emperor does represent Aries energy, so this is actually quite interesting that this is coming out as central to this reading because we will be in Aries season for most of April. And I do feel like it's this sort of energy, if you build it, they will come. And I feel like that's a message I've been getting for a lot of people in my readings. A lot of people who are kind of drawn to this channel are getting this message, and maybe I even got this for you. This kind of feels like a message I've given you before, Taurus. If you build it, they will come. Focus on this project, focus on this calling. But it feels like you are very active in some way. You are creating something. You are leading people as this Emperor. You are building something that is not only for yourself, but the other people in your life, or the people who are drawn to your energy. And I think with all this focus on where you are putting your energy, what you are focusing on in your day-to-day life, particularly with the full moon in Libra at the start of this month, it's almost like realizing, oh, I've been an autopilot. I need to really change how I direct my energy, or how I structure my day, or what I put my energy towards. And that could very well be this death energy, this ending, this change. I know when people see the death card, they often freak out because it does often bring endings. But there is a transformation that comes with this card as well. And the death card ultimately just means that there's change. You know, change is really, really important. And I feel like a lot of you have been in the process of trying to enter into a new chapter or leave something behind you. And it actually feels like you are finally bringing an end to something with the death card. You're finally ending a chapter in your life that might have been particularly difficult. Or you're letting go of struggles. You're letting go of self-limiting beliefs. And you really are connecting with people with the Three of Cups. And I think I slipped up and said Three of Cups earlier. Or maybe it was Six of Cups. But either way, it feels like there's this reconnecting or connecting with people, connecting with soul family. And it's interesting because you are very much, the energy is very focused on you in April. It's very reclusive in a way, or introspective. That's probably a better way to describe it. You're in a very introspective place. Some of you are also realizing who your true friends are this month. That is a message I am getting with the Three of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. And maybe there are people who are co-workers or people who are peers that you are connecting with on a deeper level. Maybe you are working with friends and collaborating with friends, building something with people that you know. However this energy is manifesting, it feels like there is very purposeful work, that there's kind of like a shared mission between you and other people. But again, I feel like you could be taking a leadership role in this project or in this mission. I want to clarify the death card. Why is the death card here? I feel like there's something more. We have justice. This was actually just at the bottom of the deck a moment ago. This is also Libra energy and Scorpio energy. So interesting that this is kind of a time period, specifically the end of September to the end of October for Libra, and then the end of October to the end of November for Scorpio. there could be something very pivotal around this time, and that's actually when we have the next eclipse window, interestingly enough. We have eclipses in October. We have very interesting energy playing out. Because we have a new moon eclipse in Libra, October 14th, and then October 30th, I believe, is when we have the full moon eclipse in Taurus during Scorpio season. It feels like the next 6 months are very, very important. And there's like this cause and effect. What you are doing now will pay off at that time or come to fruition during that time. And I mean, that full moon eclipse in Taurus is in your sign in October. So there's something that is like happening this month that is calling your attention or awareness to the end of October around this period of time. Something is changing. And some of you, if you've been stuck in like some sort of bureaucratic issue or even legal issue, I do feel like something is resolving here as well. Especially if you've been like going through a divorce or some sort of separation. It feels like things are finally ending, and it feels like they're ending in a fair way. And even if you don't have a sort of bureaucratic issue or you don't have a legal situation happening right now, it's like whatever is ending, it feels like a fair ending, a balanced ending. What do we have for love and relationships for Taurus? Show us clearly, please. Nine of Swords and the Four of Cups. I do feel like, honestly, I'm getting the vibe from this group. A lot of you are leaving a relationship, or there's someone significant who left your life, and like maybe someone is trying to reach out to you and you're not really feeling it. Like there's this lingering sort of energy, and it feels honestly unwanted at this point. Like you don't want to have feelings for someone, or you don't want someone to keep reaching out to you. You might even be dreaming of them with the Nine of Swords. And I think with being an Aries season, it's really important that you pay attention to your dreams this month. There is actually the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck here. And this is really interesting because I feel like there is supposed to be a new beginning. There is supposed to be a new relationship. Maybe some of you are already in a relationship, but there could be issues from your past that are making you feel disconnected or making you feel insecure in some way. For others of you, if you're single, it's like there is this relationship that's trying to manifest, but there are things that are holding you back that you might not even be seeing. You know, the Four of Cups is often things that we don't notice right away. They could be opportunities, they could be red flags. And the universe is trying to show you these things in your dreams, or your spirit guides, or your higher self, whoever it is that you work with or connect with. I do feel like someone is reaching out to you in your dreams, though. Like you're picking up this energy. Very interesting. We do have the Temperance card here as well. Yeah, I feel like healing and divine timing. That's like the medicine for your relationships right now, for your heart right now. And it's interesting that this Temperance is very between worlds. It's between land and sea. It's at twilight. There's the fire and the water here. And that's what I mean. It feels like you're stepping forward. You've been trying to step forward but there's still like this part of you that has your foot in the door. You're not fully invested in letting go or moving forward. And, we got that with a Six of Swords. It's like you've been in this sort of transition, and like you might have left a situation behind, whether that's a relationship or a job or just a toxic dynamic or something that was no longer in alignment for you. But there's still part of you that doubts or questions or isn't fully invested in moving forward. And I think part of this introspective energy, you're really doing your shadow work. It's really important that you kind of figure out what parts of you might be resisting moving forward, because we're multifaceted beings, right? We might consciously know, like, I need to move forward. I need to let this relationship go. I need to get out of this job. But then there's also these other parts of ourselves that are unconscious or disintegrated. They're not integrated into our conscious selves, and they could be holding you back. And so I feel like there's this deep healing that is happening for you this month, and it's particularly showing up in relationships, but it could also be playing out in other areas of your life too. I feel like for some of you, there could also be a Sagittarius who you are kind of letting go of. Or who's trying to reach out to you. And maybe you're just having a hard time getting this person out of your mind. And it's interesting that this is really coming up now, because I feel like when we are in May, we have the full moon eclipse in Scorpio, right? And for you, this is your opposite sign. This is really about letting go of relationships and connections. Cutting cords, again, feels really important, or removing cords. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, cords are basically these energetic manifestations of unhealthy attachment. And you can actually do these exercises where you kind of scan your body and you ask yourself, are there any unhealthy attachments I have to people, or bring your awareness to that, and you can actually feel them in parts of your body. And if you feel cords in your throat, maybe this person has controlled the way you express yourself, or you have allowed this person to control the way you express yourself. And so what you do is you imagine this cord being pulled out of you and also out of them, and you kind of burn it. I like to use the violet flame as a visual. It's a very powerful healing frequency, and also kind of mending, giving energy healing to the part that this person was attached to. And this is just an example. You might feel these sort of cords in other parts of your body. You can also do this through energy work. I do Reiki as well, if that's something that you might be interested in too, Taurus. I feel like it's really important that you are removing these energetic attachments. And this doesn't just have to be romantic either. For some of you, this could even be beliefs or conditioning that you received from your parents that are holding you back, that are no longer serving you. And so it's important that you are kind of working through the subconscious or disidentified parts of yourself. When I asked about finances, I actually did get the King of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. You are watering the seeds for the future, Taurus. And it's really funny because I remember in the last reading, I had this visual of you like being in a green space, you being really connected to nature. I also have the Seven of Pentacles as well. I feel like some of you could quite literally be building like a property or focused on property, and it feels like you're building a space. Maybe this is some sort of like healing center or healing retreat. Maybe that's something you are working on with other people or collaborating or just talking about. You could be brainstorming. That's a very specific message, so that's not going to apply to all of you. For others of you, you're just really investing your heart into your future, into your stability, and you're investing in things that will actually give back to you, right? Especially with the Seven of Pentacles. You are planting a seed right now, and it feels like in due time it will come. There will be this harvest. And it's interesting that could be quite literal because we are in April. and it's like planting these seeds, and then by the time we are in the autumn, there could be this harvest for you. And I'm remembering this again, especially with the King of Cups with Scorpio energy here. You will have a major success in the autumn, and you're setting the intention now. You're manifesting now. You're putting the energy out into the universe now. I would specifically tell you to manifest around the 11th, because again, this is when Jupiter and the Sun are coming together in the sign of Aries. This is a very spiritual and powerful time for you. You can really connect with your soul, your higher self, and flow into the direction of your purpose. And I feel like the energy and resources and investments you are putting your energy in towards now, putting your resources into now, are going to pay you back multifold. They will come back sevenfold with the Seven of Pentacles. You are planting one seed and you will have a whole garden. So this is a really powerful time for you, Taurus, and it feels very behind the scenes. It feels very much like the earliest stage of something, or a brand new beginning. You know, you've gotten through the ending, or you're going through the ending. It feels like this between. And you can feel things shifting in April. But over the next 6 months, you're really going to see changes. Excuse me. Yeah, and again, like watering the seeds. I feel like this could literally be a ritual that's really powerful around this time, is like planting seeds with intentions and watching them grow into something. That could be a magical practice or ritual some of you do. Anything else that we have for Taurus? I'm gonna pull animal cards for you. I usually think of these as energies for us to embody. So what energy, what archetype should Taurus embody? We have the moth going through a transformation, and this often is the transformative power of the dark night of the soul, exploring our subconscious or spiritual selves, the hidden realms. There is some sort of transformation that's happening, and it's very internal. You know, we don't see the transformation of the caterpillar into the moth, but it's like this dissolving process. It's kind of surrendering this old sense of who you are and stepping into this new identity, and that feels so important for you. I do want to warn you with the moth to not be drawn to the false light or to distractions right now. You know, moths are very interesting animals. They're actually one of my favorite animals. I do have spirit guides that take the form of moths, and they're very connected to the stars and to the moon. They actually do... they're drawn to fire because they use light to navigate. And so really connecting with divine light is important for you. Don't get distracted. Don't get weighed down. Go through the transformation, even if it feels like you're lost or in pain, because something very, very beautiful will emerge from this. And, you know, with moths in particular, it really is like the transformative power of the night, the dark night of the soul, of shadow. Whereas butterfly is kind of the transformative power of light and joy. Moth is a very deep and rich transformation. Anything else? Any other animal energies for Taurus? Any other animal messengers for Taurus? We have the lamb. This is actually really beautiful and does remind me of your energy. Lamb is very much at peace. It's very much about listening, getting really quiet in yourself, finding that peace in yourself. And when you find this peace in yourself, Taurus, this is how you're going to be leading or helping other people. And it's also kind of interesting because I think of the expression in like a lion, out like a lamb for April. There's this peace. There's this beauty. There's this new beginning. Okay. I remember from the booklet for this deck, the lamb also talks about messages coming through unexpected sources. Like, you might have a question or just be thinking about something, and it could be like a little kid or someone you just overhear on the street who gives you this message that just feels very synchronistic or very divinely delivered to you. And I did say there's something about messengers for you this month. The universe is sending you messengers, and that could be other people, that could be animals, that could be plants, that could be natural phenomena, that could be numbers. That could really be any number of things. But what's important is that you realize that the universe is constantly in communication with you and with itself. And honestly, when it comes to psychic ability, when it comes to divination, I often feel like I'm not really doing anything. I'm just eavesdropping on the conversation that the universe is already having with itself. And you just have this tremendous peace to you. I really feel like a lot of you are like spiritual leaders of some kind, wise leaders, elders. And I mean, for a couple more months, we still have the North Node in your sign. We still have Uranus traveling through your sign until 2026. There's a lot that is awakening in you. There's a lot that is calling you right now. And I was talking about that bell in the Three of Pentacles. There is this calling. And I think you're reaching this stage where it's like you realize it's not just about you. It's about other people. And this might be this epiphany, this revelation that is changing your life. And we have the Hermit as well that I just pulled. With the Empress. Right underneath there, that's your card, that's your energy. I feel like you're finding this inner light. You know, this lantern in the Hermit has a star in it. And with the Hermit, I think of how we live, most of us live in these parts of the world where there's so much light pollution, we can't even see the stars anymore. And so we literally have to go and retreat, recluse, to see the stars, to see this divine map, to connect with spirit, to connect with the universe, and to nourish ourselves there. I was saying too, a lot of you, it feels like you're connecting with nature right now, and like, it's really weird because it's like, I feel like on a very practical level, you're actually pretty solitary, but you're also connecting with other people, or like there's something that's growing where it's like, oh, this thing that I'm growing or tending to isn't just for me anymore. This is actually going to help me help other people. And there's abundance, there's a new life that is coming from this. And again, this kind of reminds me of this moth energy, this transformation within. And other people might not see it right now, you know, because again, the caterpillar goes into the cocoon. We don't see the transformation, but then you spread your wings. And I feel like that time is coming. Be ready for it. You are emerging as a new self. You're emerging as the person you were meant to be. Is there anything else for Taurus? So sorry about that, Taurus. We got cut off right at the end there. I had also pulled the Three of Swords and the Tower. And I feel like a lot of you have gone through this very radical transformation. And you've been going through this polishing, where you've had to lose parts of yourself that are no longer aligned with who you are. Some of you had had to go through quite a bit of heartache. And you're realizing how this unraveling was helping you become the person you were truly meant to be. And it's interesting, right as I'm saying this, I'm looking down at the clock and it's 4:44, and it's actually April 4th, so there's 5 4s right now. This is all about new foundations. This is all about building the cornerstones of your life and building new foundations, because I feel like a lot of you, I'm just going to be real, you built your life on false foundations with the Tower. And there was this big unraveling. There's been this major change or transformation, or maybe multiple, because sometimes we have to go through a few Tower moments. Sometimes we really have to have our life fall apart a few times before we really get the message, like, okay, this isn't meant for me. What am I supposed to be doing? And we go within, we connect with ourselves, we connect with our heart, we connect with our soul. And that's very much reminiscent of this moth energy, this transformation. But I feel like there is this healing. You've been going through this. And this has also been building you. It's been forging you. Even though these fires feel like they've been destructive, it feels like it's been taking away from you. You are being refined. You are being tempered with the Temperance card. And I mean, we often talk about Temperance being a card of balance, but in truth, when we temper steel, when we temper metal, we are burning out the impurities. And this takes time. This takes patience. It takes presence. I feel like there is something incredible that you are becoming or birthing, and it's not just about you. And honestly, let me know in the comments what this chapter has been like for you, because it feels like I see the challenge, I see the struggle, I really do. I feel like it's just been like, okay, there's this calling, what am I supposed to do with it? I see this like really deep soul searching, but there's something absolutely incredible that is being born from that with the world. I just pulled this. There is this change, there is this new beginning. You will come out of the cocoon. There is an end, and there's a new beginning. And it's really important that you trust in that, Taurus. Anyways, those are all the messages I have for you this month. I do hope that this was helpful, or at least gave you some things to think about. You're more than welcome to hit the like and subscribe button, and also hit that bell notification. That way you don't miss out on what's in the cards for you. All of my links are in the description box. You can book a personal reading or distance Reiki session on my website. And you're also welcome to check out the other videos, maybe for your moon or rising sign. Rising sign is especially important when we're talking about the astrology. And I will see you all next time. Take care, Taurus. Happy April. Happy birthday to those of you who have a birthday coming up in April or May. I do hope that this is a special one. It really feels like this is a brand new chapter for you.